Greetings from the Queen of Ooga Booga, that is. Hi, it's Sally Diane, and welcome to Sally Diane Sunday Night Live. So today we're going to start out by talking about the tarot. Get right into it. Now, you're welcome to ask questions along the way, and please subscribe. If I can also do mini readings tonight. I'm hoping to do some mini-minute readings, either from your date of birth or to draw a card for you. But we are going to talk about the tarot tonight, and we're going to talk about numerology. Just to give you sort of a structure, you remember that we have started out drawing one card and just looking at the picture on the card like art and interpreting it and keeping a journal. And I hope you guys have been doing that. And then the second lesson involved a 3-card spread where the middle card was the topic, and then the left card was the negative and the right card was positive. And I hope you've been practicing that as well. Now, this week we're going to talk about numerology. So we'll start out with the first number, the number 1. And when you see the 1 or the ace on your cards, that talks about a new beginning of some sort. It might not mean a completely new beginning, but it does mean something new. You know, there is a change there. It's defined as being the gift of the suit. And the number 1 is all about new beginnings. So when you draw a card, if you draw an ace of any suit or the 1, which would be your magician card, that's talking about something new starting that day or in the topic that you're looking at with the cards. Next, you would look at the number 2. And the number 2 is about balance, and it's also about partnership. Often when the number 2 shows up, it's telling you that you are half the story and you need the other half too. There always has to be yin and yang. And in the tarot, it would be, a partnership in whatever the suit happens to be. But look at it as a partnership that you will be working in cooperation with someone or something. So we'll move on to the number 3. And I know I'm throwing these at you fast, but you can rewind and play them back if you feel like the number is important. Then this is a good starting point. So the number 3 talks about completion on a physical level. And 3 actually has 3 levels. You have 3, which is completion on the physical. You have 6, which is completion on the emotional. And you have 9, which is completion on the spiritual. I know I'm jumping ahead, but those numbers work together with each other. And they're considered very feminine and very mutable numbers. So you go from 3, which means it's a completion of something. It's tying ends up. It's getting ready for a new start. Or maybe it's getting ready to move on from the physical to the emotional. So we move on to the number 4. And the number 4 is about stability. Sometimes it can be a bit of a boring number. Sometimes boring is good. But it does talk, you think about 4 square. And so it talks about kind of finding a stability within whatever the topic of the card may be. And sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it can be stymieing. So again, that depends on the card and the feeling that you get from it. So if you move on to number 5, number 5 is about conflict. And we all cringe when we think of conflict, but sometimes conflict is good. Opportunities exist in the midst of conflict. It's easier to persuade and change the topic in the middle of a conflict. So anyhow, when the number 5 comes up, then you know that you are going to kind of go head to head with somebody regarding whatever topic the card is telling you about. So we move on to the number 6. I know I've already hit on it being one of the 3, 6, 9. 6 has a certain nostalgia with it. It can be an emotional card, but there's the idea of not quite completing, just kind of being halfway there, which would be the completion on a physical level, because you still have to bring the spiritual in. So a 6 will tell you that there has been progress, but there is more to do. Again, in the topic covered by the cards. We move on to the number 7, and the number 7 is the number 7 is about confusion. The number 7 is about secrets and unseen things. The number 7, I've always found, has an uncomfortable feeling to it. There's this idea that you're waiting for something. There's this idea of waiting. There's this idea of not being able to see what's going on, and things going on behind the scenes that you are not aware of. And so 7 can be an uncomfortable number for that reason. And again, it has to do with whatever the topic of the cards are. And we move on to the number 8, and the number 8 is an evolution. And in the number 8, it's kind of like the idea behind the number 8 is giving in to the suit so you can move forward. Just like you have to go through a door to get to the outside. It's about evolving. It's about kind of moving forward in whatever the topic of the suit is, which I know I keep saying. Have we gotten any questions yet? Do we have any viewers yet?
Haunting Live. Have been going through pain in my left leg and can't walk. What do the cards say?
Oh, okay. I'm actually going to use my go-to deck. And anybody else that's watching, I hope somebody's watching, please feel free to either give me your date of birth or just ask a question like Haunting Live did. My God. Pain in the left leg. I think that's more physical than it is emotional. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I look at this, I just get the feeling that it's not so much that you're not using your knee, but you're using it wrong, and you're twisting it some as you walk somehow. So improve your posture. I don't know how else to put that. And keep in mind, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what the cards have to say. And the first card that came up was the Emperor, and I was just drawn to the fact that he's an armor. So there's this restrictiveness of movement. And even when you first asked, I just felt like there's something clogged up there, and even here, he just seems to be the one thing that draws my eyes as I look at him is that idea of being in an uncomfortable situation, an uncomfortable position. You might be taking the stairs too much, or you might be sitting on a chair that's the wrong height for you, because it's all about that leg position that's causing your pain, according to the cards, that is. Remember to see a doctor.
All right. Hi, Marcy. How are you doing? Marcy is born July 20th.
July 20th.
She has a question, wondering if we will go to Florida in this fall and winter? Or is the COVID border closing to hold us back?
Yeah, boy, that really is something, isn't it? Okay. And again, since we're going to just start out with my go-to deck, my medieval Scapini deck. I really like that deck. And Eight of Cups. Huh. You know, I think you might be going to Cuba instead. Because I see you surrounded by water, but I'm also being told, I'm also being told that you're not seeing the whole picture here. And I know that Florida is surrounded by water, but this feels more like you're on an island because there's water all around you. And let's see, what else do I see? Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be, you'll come close to Florida, but not quite. And I would say even though it's not exactly what you want, go with it anyway. You'll have a ball. You'll love it.
Ava is here saying hi.
Hi, Ava. It's good to see you.
So I'm checking see if we have any participation on Facebook, just in case people can't read the instructions.
Now.
Oh, you know. So I'll be checking your messages. Well, this is quite the dead air, isn't it?
I know, but
usually you're not as lost.
Thank you for everybody that's watching. I've just got kind of caught up in my cards here, and because Ava came in, so I decided to throw a few cards for her. And I think you're going to see a young male relative who you haven't seen in a long time, and it has a feeling like it's either short notice or a surprise visit. But I do see somebody that you haven't seen in a while, a young man coming for a visit. There's always the same kind of conflicts going on around you, and I don't see them as being massively I don't see them being something so big that you can't overcome it. The good news is that you're headed in a really good direction. 2020 is not a good year for a lot of people, but it feels like for you, Ava, in particular, 2020 is going to open some creative doors that you've been waiting to open for a long time. So is there anybody else there for me to read?
Not at the moment.
Really?
I am working hard, just like a pimp should.
Oh, I'm glad that the people that are online right now, unfortunately, it's going to be on afterwards, but yeah, the pimp story. This comes, my producer, as many people out there know, is my husband, Oliver. And we actually met at the psychic fair, and he was my front person. And so I would sit behind the table and I would do the readings, and he would sit at the front table and he would sell me and make my appointments and take the money. Well, the last appointment of the day he gets me is a guy that won't listen to anything I say. He's arguing with me left, right, and center. He won't take his money back, and he won't leave my table. And all the other psychics had left the fair. It was just me and this guy and Stan and Ray waiting for us to leave. And so I finally get him to go, and I walk over to the restaurant where everybody else had their dinner and was just enjoying a drink. And I sat down next to Ollie and I started pounding my head against the table. And I said, I'm a psychic prostitute. And then I looked at him and said, and you're my pimp. And so that's where that comes from. That was back in the days when we were doing psychic fairs. Fun times, fun times.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. See if we got anything else happening here. Okay. Not yet. I'm checking multiple social media places, so bear with me, folks. Sometimes Sally's going to keep telling you about the tarot.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. You suppose I should tell you some more about the tarot? Yeah, you know, I was doing three they can't see the table, can they? Can they see the table in front of me? They can't see the cards I'm drawing because I have been doing 3-card spreads. And so some of you people that are on there, ask me another question. I'm sure somebody else has a question so I can demonstrate a 3-card spread.
Well, haven't gotten any questions yet. We'll see.
Oh, come on.
Oh, here we go. Trevor, August 15th, 1976.
Nice. 76. Now that makes you a fire something. $76. There we go. A fire dragon. Oh my. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. So
Trevor didn't say specifically what he wanted to know.
he's got a lot of fire around him, but I'm going to throw some cards for you. This is a steel year. This might be a kind of year that tries your patience because dragons, much like wizards, have little patience for meddlers. Okay, so when we do the 3-card spread, the way I like to do it is I will take cards and I will just cut them into 1, 2, 3 piles, right? And you can do it however you want to. That's just how I do it. So the center card of what's ahead for Trevor is the Ace of Coins. And that's a new beginning, and that's an opportunity coming through for you. And it's ironic enough because I'm pretty sure you work with coins. But this is something that the feeling that I get from this is it's going to be a little bit out of the blue, you know, where it's just an unexpected opportunity. And I would say that it might be a thing for you to follow through with this. You know, if the universe just plops an opportunity in front of you, it means it's yours. It does indeed. It does indeed. You have a good reputation, and one of the things you have a good reputation for is having good judgment. You know, you're seen as being somebody who will make wise decisions, and that trait makes you desirable as an employee. What works against you, don't hem and haw. Because that indecision and that overthinking stuff is going to cost you an opportunity. If you have an opportunity that comes right in front of you, and I do see this coming before you before the end of summer, grab it. Trust me, grab it. It's they're offering you it's a good opportunity that's being offered to you for the right reasons. Okay, so
All right.
All right.
We have another name and year for you.
Okay.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
May 19th, 1967. And she wants to know if she'll have a career change this year.
Okay. Fire goat. Let's see, if I go in the year of the steel rat, you are able to rise above things, being the person that you are, and you're able to find opportunities where nobody else can find them. You know, ghosts can find what they need where the pickings are slim, basically. Now, I am going to shuffle my deck for you and draw 3 cards. Again, the 3-card spread, and the topic of Sharon's reading is career change. Is there a career change coming up for me? And what I get is a judgment card. I am shuffling these. It's just this card's showing up a lot. And this tells me that you have bided your time. There's this idea of waiting for the right time. And now is the right time. I just get this feeling because the idea of being a goat really stuck out to me, that it's up to you to go out and find, and it's there to be found. And what's positive in a career change situation? Oh yeah. 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is that's the happy home card. That's the and in the idea of a career, once you get past, once you get to the past the kid age, your career has to give you more than just money. It has to give you a certain satisfaction, and you have to feel secure, and you have to feel happy. It's got to feel like home. And I see that all you have to do is look a little bit, and you can find a career that feels like home, someplace where you can really grow and put down roots. And what works against you? Again, the hemming and the hawing and the overthinking. I think you might be putting too many conditions instead of just looking what's out there. So try and think. I know it's such a corny phrase, but try and think outside the box a little bit, okay? But it's out there, and you could find this. You can find this before the leaves change. So just look, and look everywhere. Okay.
And next we have Eva, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Eva. Let's see, June 22nd. Boy, you miss being a Gemini by a hair. Oh, but happy birthday, Moonchild. And did you give me a year?
No. She figures that you guys know each other so long you would know.
Oh. Oh, you're funny. Not really. Here, use this chart. Tell me what she is. Whisper it to Ollie.
Whisper it to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Eva, what year were you born?
Eva and I do go back a long way. I used to live in the Detroit area, and we would get together every Saturday morning and read each other's cards. And this is back in the late 80s. And I actually did my first psychic fair with Eva, but that's another story. We used to read each other's cards and just spend hours chatting and just doing that. But it got to the point where when I was reading her cards, she would argue with me about the meanings of the cards, and I would do the same thing to her. And it just got to the point where we have a rule, an unwritten rule between the two of us. We still read each other when we see each other, which isn't often enough. And when she reads me, I am not allowed to look at the cards. And when I read her, she's not allowed to look at the cards. And it's worked out just fabulously. Some of the best readings I've ever gotten are from Eva.
Eva claims to be born in 1949. I don't believe it. I think it's much later.
Oh, 49. She's the same thing as my brother Mike was. I think he's a wood pig,
Yeah,
right?
let me have a look at the chart here. Oh dear, the stories we could both tell. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeedy. And some with a little bit of spice to it, too. Even I also belong to a group, the Church of Man, and we used to do group meditations, and it was a group of channeler, and we just go into it'd just be a channeling session. It was so cool. At that point in time, Eva was working on channeling an entity called Katar. I don't know whether she's doing it recently, but I know that she had someone who assisted her and took down the things that Katar said. And it's pretty neat stuff. So what is she?
Well, she claims to be an Earth ox, but according to your chart, it says Earth rat. Let's see, what was that? May 19th? No, that was Marcy, sorry. So June 21st, June 22nd. Right?
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
June 22nd tomorrow, and 49.
Yeah.
No, she's right. I just don't know how to read your chart.
Okay.
So it was an Earth ox.
And I so believe that. Somebody with both feet in the earth, when Eva wants to be stubborn, she is really stubborn. And that's the way an ox is. An ox is also good about kind of staying on the sidelines and watching what's going on. And so at the end of the day, the earth ox is a good one to ask about, this person or that person, because they're born observers. Okay, so do we have any more questions here?
Oh, I'm slacking.
He's
Sorry.
sleeping.
Okay, yes we do. Sharon, another Sharon. Birthday is June 24th, 1954. Will my son have the wedding of his dreams in August?
Okay.
Asking COVID restrictions for the guests being 10. Will number of guests increase? Thanks.
Oh, okay. So, what element is the force? Force is water, isn't it?
What?
The force. Oh.
Here's your chart back.
Yeah, I didn't want to put on my glasses. Okay. Yeah. So you are a water. You're a water horse. Water horse isn't a bad thing to be. They tend to be sporty people. They're not lacy kind of people at all. They're more tweed. And they're either the leader or the commander or the lieutenant, depending on their choice. A horse is one or the other. There's the lead mare, and then there's the one that is in the back, just kind of making sure everybody else is following the lead mare. So let's see what cards come up for Sharon. And what was Sharon's question again?
When her son will have the
Oh, yeah,
about
your son's wedding.
Regarding having more guests than the 10 that are allowed now. And that's in August.
I don't even have to look at this. I'm seeing an outside venue. So he'll have to make some concessions, but he can have a very nice wedding. It's just not the one that he expected.
So, what was that, Sally? No?
Not an indoor wedding. I think that they're thinking like indoor in the church, and what I'm seeing is more something outdoor, like at a golf course or something like that, where it's open air.
Well, folks,
Because of the COVID, but it's better to be in open air.
Well, folks, let's hope that's an 18-hole golf course. Sorry, I had my tongue replaced yesterday. It's still kind of working itself out.
Your son is such a charming young man, and the woman that he's marrying, it's like, how they say opposites attract. You'll find as the years go by that they work very well. They either work well off of each other, or they fight all the time. And if they fight all the time, they have to be reminded that they are so capable of working well together. His weaknesses are her strengths, and vice versa.
Sure, and I hope that answers your question.
So the answer is yes, you're going to have a big wedding, but it's not going to be indoor or anything like that. It's not going to be what you expected.
Yeah, your centerpieces might be umbrellas. And the next question is, well, it's not really a question so much as Chris, 1974, July 18th.
1974. Oh, that's a tiger year. Water tiger. And July 18th. So your moon child and a water tiger. Ooh, you might be very much ruled by your emotions. And the problem with tigers is you cannot stop a tiger. They're going to do what they're going to do. And so if you're letting your heart rule you, then you're really jumping emotionally, and you have to take charge. It's up to you to stop yourself or govern yourself, because you're not going to let anybody else do it. But let me pull 3 cards for you too. See what's coming up. Now, it's just a quick 3-card spread. And so the main thing that you're dealing with coming up, it looks like you're coming out of a really rough emotional time. And right now you probably still feel hurt. There's a little bit of grieving there, and you might be pulling away. Well, you're water, so that happens. The positive thing for you is that you have a good foundation. You have good rooting, and you know who you are spiritually, and it's been a strength for you in the past, and it's a strength for you now. And that's a pretty strong card. So things, you've got that going for you. What works against you, I think you might be dealing with family issues, because the thing that works against you is all the crap that other people have to say and all the influences that other people have. And so no matter what anybody else says, and even if you're hurting, never forget who you really are and what you believe, and stay true to that.
Excellent. Okay, so next we have a question from Haunting Live podcast, the OGPS filming crew. Exclusive.
They are the exclusive paranormal investigators for the Queen's Inn. And that's just been recently that we are exclusive. And I will be with OPGS live filming in the fall. We'll be putting on a seance and some workshops. And we'll also be doing some filming in July. More to be announced on that. But I know that he has a question.
Well, he was actually asking me what does the card say for November. Chris, I'm not quite sure if you're going to get an accurate answer on that one, since Sally is part of what we're doing in November. And you know how reading for yourself is a hard one.
Yeah, but you know what I tell people, and this is the truth. If you're reading for yourself and you're not getting good readings, then you're not being honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, how can you be honest with anybody else? Just saying. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about our November thing. Yes, 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 yes. It works. It works. You know, we've third times third time's the charm, right? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. The only thing that concerns me about this reading is it's almost well, it is too much good. It is, but what it does, that makes me look at the topic a little bit more harshly, because when I look at the negative and the positive, those are both high vibration cards. So that might be talking about the spirit and fate and the universe and the roles that they're going to play there. So then we have to look at that middle card, and that middle card is about a job well done, but it is about doing the job well. So if we do our best, we will have positive results. Which I guess that means if we fall on our face, we got nobody but ourselves to blame.
And Sharon actually has a second question. She wants to know if she'll be buying a house this year. Her birthday is May 19th, 1967.
55. That's one right before mine. So she said 67, didn't she? I'm going to have to put on my glasses. Sorry, everybody.
Yes, she did.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh, yeah, she's a fire horse. No. Sorry, she's a fire goat. World of difference. Purchase of a house. The word bargain hunter keeps going through my mind here. So look for a bargain. There's nothing wrong with being a bargain hunter. Yeah. You know,
what you got there, Sally?
I got the five, starting out right. The main topic is the 5 of Wands. So, you know, that means that you're going to be in a competitive situation, and you might actually be in an auction kind of situation. So it might be a good time for you to start looking at auctions for the houses, because I think that you might have the ways and means to do that, because it just feels like a possibility. And even when I look at like my 5 of Wands, you look at it and that almost looks like an auctioneer. And here's everybody else, putting in their bid kind of, it's competing with each other.
All right. Oh, we got another question from Marcy. Thanks, Marcy. I want to go to the November event, but normally we go to Florida in October for the winter. Do the cards say I will be at Stratford? Marcy, I don't need the cards for that. Don't go to Florida.
Don't go to Florida. Come see us. Come see us.
No, seriously. Don't go to Florida.
Now, he's got the fan on himself.
Not with COVID-19.
Yeah, I can't. It's like I really think that, and I am from America, but I really think that they've kind of lost the plot, and it's a health issue, and they've made it political, and that doesn't work, because the virus doesn't care what your politics are. But we'll do a quick cut of the cards anyhow for you. The 10 of coins. Yeah, I think you might find a way to get to Florida And I just say that because you're rooted. You know, when I see the 10 of coins, and I think you've seen mine before, that there's roots down there, and just when I look at it, it just says to me, yeah, this October you're just going to be where your feet always are in October. And that's Florida, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, there you go.
Well, have fun in Florida, Marcy. We'll miss you at the event in November.
That's okay. We'll talk about you.
We'll get you at the next one.
Tell all your secrets.
Marcy, I'm happy that Florida works for you health-wise, but at the same time, I'm sad for you because it's Florida.
Aw, I have friends in Florida. Hi, Joey. Oh no, Joey's in Kentucky.
You had friends in Florida.
No, Donnie's still there. Hi, Donnie.
All right, we'll try to round up some more questions here.
Well, yeah, or else I'm going to start talking about some of the stuff, the psychic fears. Oh, how about when we met?
Yeah, let's save that one.
We'll save that, yeah.
That one for later. Yeah. Let's just say it was unusual.
We've never done anything usual in our lives.
Oh my. Well, are you done doing your tarot seminar? Or
yeah, well, yes, because I want people to take it. You know, if those of you who are following along, you know, think a little bit more about the numbers. The numbers can say a lot of things. They can be timing. They can be, you know, I gave you basic meanings for the numbers. It's a starting point and gives you one more thing to look at. Sometimes the number is going to feel important. Sometimes it isn't. If you're using the numbers for timing, here's a little tip. If you're using the numbers for timing, keep in mind that the swords are the fastest moving, followed by the cups, followed by, sword, wands, cups, pentacles. So in swords is going to be talking about days and weeks. The wands are going to be talking about weeks to months. The cups are going to be talking about months, and the pentacles will be talking about years. Now, if you're talking about time, you know, whichever suit you have, is it the fastest or is it the slowest? And we will get into suits a little bit more next week, but this week I kind of want you to focus in on the numbers and think a bit about the numbers.
Oh, here we go. We got a question that sneaked by me. All right, so hey, Diane, miss you lots. Crystal with quotation marks New Year's. Can you ask the cards how the rest of the year will be in general?
Year of the Steel Rat just sucks. Sorry. I've said that from day one. And it just...
Are you talking about this year?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I mean, for the whole world. But, you know, it's funny because even if the world in general is having a bad year, which it is, individuals might have better years than that. So let's see. One thing I see, and keep in mind, I'm not a doctor, and I really hate to allude to health problems, but with you in particular, it feels like health-wise, you're going to be fragile. So take good care of yourself. You know, do the common sense things all the way across the board. Reduce your salt, exercise more, drink more water, get more sleep, all that simple stuff. Because even though I see that you might have health challenges this year, when I look at what's positive in this year, it is going to be a happy year for you. So, you know, life gives and it takes. So emotionally and family wise, you're going to find your relationships are better than ever.
All right. Hey, we got Jobina here with us. Welcome, Jobina.
Hi, Jobina.
I hope I'm saying that right. I've never actually heard your name pronounced. That's Sean's fault, though. And her birthday is October 2nd, 1973. And she wants to know if her health will improve this year. Just to reiterate, your Jobina, Sally is not a doctor.
Okay, so let's just see. Simple answer, yes, you've got some really good cards here. I see that the center card is a Queen of Cups, and my Queen of Cups is based on Botticelli's Birth of Venus. I just get this feeling like coming out of a really heavy situation. So I just feel like you feel lighter this year. So you're coming to a place where you're getting past the worst of it. And I like to see that. I think that, Jobina, you always need to have faith in yourself and your own instincts, because it feels like as long as you know, embrace what you feel in your heart, because it feels like you're being told different things. And if you look inside yourself, you're going to be able to sort through a sea of different advice, because it feels like you've got somebody, you know, who's very well meaning. And I'm sure she says some wise things, but right now might be being a little bit too pushy and not listening to what you have to say about yourself. And when I look what's working against you, it really feels like the men around you don't seem to understand your health problems. Is this like lady problems?
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyhow, as far as improving, it's a flat out yes. A flat out yes, and develop selective hearing. You can give Jobina yours, darling.
My selective hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, that happens.
It's
pretty quiet here right now. We've
It
been
is.
on for about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, and I think that's a good time to wind it up. I want to thank everybody who has participated. You've just been wonderful. And it's so nice to see y'all and hear y'all. And well, I didn't hear you, but did get to talk to you through the YouTube. Anyhow, thanks a lot for everybody tuning in. And we will see you on Thursday at the Queen of. Bye.
Before we go, Sally, you've got some important information that you need to tell our viewers about the channel. Subscribe, like,
Oh, yes.
hit the bell icon so you know when we've got a video up. And if you want to participate Send pictures of your palms. Send videos. Send audio questions. And I'll tell you right now, video and audio submissions will get 100% preferential treatment.
Yeah, we want your videos.
This is YouTube, and YouTube watching and listening to. And with that, I wish you a happy rest of the Sunday night there. Stay cool and be safe.
Yeah, we're going to go watch an old movie.
Bye.
Bye.
Be well.